We have another example on the board. The very first thing which we're supposed to do, we're supposed to rewrite this function. Okay, so we have y is equal a minus bx to negative 1 power. Everything is raised to the third power. Okay, next we're supposed to use this formula. Keep in mind that a and b are constants. Okay, so the formula says you have to write the constant first. Remember, anytime we do not have any coefficient, okay, next to the parentheses, there is always invisible one. So, write y prime is equal constant. So my invisible one. You don't have to write it, but I'm going to keep writing for next few problems. Just make sure that you are going to remember about it. Next, we're supposed to write exponent, right? Exponent next to u is n. So I have, in my case, 3. Okay, so times 3. Don't forget that the content of the parenthesis is called u. Okay, I'm going to call this u. Next, we have to multiply everything by the content of the parenthesis because this is my u. So I have a minus bx to power negative 1, and I have exponent minus 1. So I have 3 minus 1 times the derivative of the content of the parenthesis. I'm going to write the derivative of a minus bx negative 1 over dx. Okay, so next we write y prime 1 times 3 is equal 3. Copy down a minus bx to power negative 1. 3 minus 1 is equal 2. And I have derivative of the difference. Okay, don't forget that a is constant. So I have to find the derivative of a, and I have to find the derivative of bx to power negative 1. So derivative of a, this derivative of constant, is simply 0. Okay, don't forget that we have multiplication over here. Okay, so derivative of a is 0. Derivative of negative bx to negative 1 is just simply write negative sign. We have to copy down negative sign, and anytime you take the derivative of term which contains the constant, the variable, and the exponent, you're supposed to write simply first the constant times the exponent and the variable. In this case we have x, and I have negative 1, copy down exponent, minus 1 is always n minus 1. Okay, so I have y prime is equal 3 a minus bx to negative 1 to the second power, and I have negative b times negative 1 is just b, and I have x, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. You can rewrite this as y prime is equal, simply multiply 3 times these parentheses. You are going to have 3 bx to power negative 2 times a minus bx negative 1 to the second power. You can rewrite this as 3b over x to the second power times a minus b over x, and everything is raised to the second power. You can leave your answer like this, or you can just continue with the formula of the power of the difference, and try to use algebra to get answer simplified a little bit more. But at this moment, we can say that the answer is good enough, so we can say that the problem is solved.